I'm in.
Okay, very good.
All right. Well, now it's thinking again.
I'm gonna look for you
Oh,
on
we're
this
in.
end. Oh, there you are. I see you.
All
You
right.
are on.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll be standing by.
Good evening, Holyoke family and friends and partners. I apologize for the delay. We were having some technical difficulties. There are some strong security features here, and so we were trying to make sure we were able to log on. So I apologize for the slight delay. But I just wanted to thank you for joining me this evening and to provide you some updates as we get closer to the start of the school year, and know that we continue to plan and continue to provide the professional development for our principals and teachers and staff. We continue to distribute devices for our students, as well as making sure that our schools and systems are all ready to launch on the first day of school. So today we had an opportunity to start the school year with a kickoff of Convocation, and September is here, and we're excited about all the things that it would bring as we return to school. And so this morning we held our first HPA Holyoke Public Schools virtual convocation. Although it was not in person, as usually convocations are, it was an opportunity to gather all of staff, teachers, principals, to kind of kick off the year and ground us in what will be our priorities. And we kicked it off and had some great conversations around what our priorities will be for this year, and making sure that we stand united and committed to the work that's ahead of us, knowing that this might be an unusual year. So we're excited for the first day of school for our students. Grades 1 and 12 will start on Monday, September 14th. And for students in grades pre-K and kindergarten, they will start on Monday, the 21st. So if you want an opportunity to look at the convocation in the written communication that goes home to families, you will see a link, and yet kind of experience the convocation virtually, as well as see a wonderful performance from one of our recent graduates who had an opportunity to kind of showcase his talent. So technology distribution schedule for remote learning. Make sure you pick up your child's device. As previously communicated, students in grades 3 to 12 will be issued Chromebooks, with the exception of grades 6 through 8. Students at Peck and Holyoke STEM who already have iPads as part of the Verizon Initiative Learning Schools program, and students in grades pre-K to 2 will be issued an iPad. We have all of the devices with the exception of some of the iPads, which we expect to receive in mid-September, and then we'll image the devices with the appropriate software. And you can review the technology distribution schedule for each school on the hyperlink that's embedded in the communication that was sent home to the families, or you can check our website as well. And mark your calendars today for the date and time to pick up your child's device. I'm also aware schools are also sending out local messages to families on dates and times when they can pick up their devices. So please keep a lookout for that information. And families who need internet access are encouraged to read about our partnership with Comcast Internet Essentials, and making sure that you can actually participate in that opportunity if you need connectivity or internet access at home. We encourage the families to continually visit our Return to School page, and making sure that you review updated information as it relates to kind of the opening of schools, the various programs that are happening and developing every day. We are working on creating kind of what we call learning pods or equity pods through in some areas of the districts for students who need some additional support. So we're working with partners around that, and more information around that program is going to be shared very soon. We are also going to have a preschool kindergarten car parade. We were initially planning once again this morning with our partners, other agencies, to making sure that we are doing everything safe and responsibly. But this year, in lieu of the traditional pre-K and K parade that welcomes our youngest learner to the new school year, we will be having a pre-K car parade. So we are currently working on all the details, and we'll get that information to all of you very soon. And we're excited about an opportunity to do that. Please continue to if you have not joined our Return to School, a social media challenge. With our school year getting ready to ramp back up, we would love to see our HPS families and staff being prepared for the new school year. Teachers, this could be a photo of training that you are participating in, or the classroom setup, whether at school or at home. We will love to see those pictures and share them throughout our social media platforms. And students, this could be a photo of how you have organized your homework space. Send us a picture of our Return to Social Media challenge, and you could win a gift card to Amazon for, possibly some back to school shopping, or maybe something else that is on your list to purchase. And email us at webmanager@hps.holyoke.ma.us. Again, this information is also in the written communication that is sent home. It's important for families to complete their back to school packet. The back to school forms are available online this year. So if you have a child, you have children or a child who are currently enrolled in Holyoke Public Schools, visit www.enrollholyoke.com. Create a parent guardian account if you haven't already, and fill out the back to school packet for each of your children. Please make sure you are selecting the back to school packet option, as you do not need to enroll your child again. Each child back to school packet should take about 10 minutes to complete, but you have to save your work and come back later if you can't complete the packet after you begin. So make sure you follow those instructions carefully. All packets are due by September 18th, although online is our preferred option. Paper packets will also be available at schools by Tuesday, September 8th. You can call your school to pick up your packet outside of the school after that time. I also encourage the families and our community to please read the frequently asked questions as it relates to our return to school plan. That is a living document, so that is updated quite frequently with new information that comes from whether it is the federal, state, or local agencies, and making sure that we inform our communities with accurate and timely information as it relates to our return to school plan. And if you have questions about returning to school and it isn't answered in those frequently asked questions, please call or text our hotline at 413-561-0862, or complete our contact us form on our website at www.hpsholyoke.ma.us. And all HPS buildings and departments are available for phone calls during traditional business hours, although we are still technically closed to the public. As it relates to some health and wellness, there is some great information around medication information for families. such as for those families or children who will be in person return in the return to school plan. Any information as it relates to emergency medications such as, but not limited to, an EpiPen, an asthma inhaler, seizure medication, diabetic supplies, or other medication treatments. Please make sure you have take the opportunity to read that information and the guidance as it relates to making sure the medication is accessible for students, especially those students who are going to be in person starting in September. As a reminder, vaccinations are still required for students in grades 7 through 11, and we will need to verification of those vaccines. As many are aware, the state is also requiring students to have the flu shot. We also are encouraging the flu shot, knowing that we are entering a flu season. But for more information and frequently asked questions, please read about the flu vaccine and why is it important. Or you may visit our health and wellness and nursing webpage for the COVID-19 info, as well as your nurse contacts for each of your schools. Some updates around high school. The return to school letter was sent out, so families, please read the return to school letters that were sent out to Dean and the North Campus families on the 28th of August. There's a lot of information as it relates to what is needed to start the school year at the high school level, such as your Chromebook schedule and pickup, the daily schedule, attendance, grades, vocational training at Dean, and as well as the AP courses. So the letters have also been posted in the respective campus web pages. So you may also click on those links for further information as it relates to the return to school plan at the high school level. Some athletics update. The MIAA has released the sports modifications and guidelines for sports allowed in the Fall 1 season. Fall 1 sports for Holyoke are golf, field hockey, girls volleyball, boys soccer, girls cross country, boys cross country. We are hoping to be able to participate in all of these and are waiting for updates on other schools districts' decisions. Fall 1 will be September 18th through November 20th. Athletes from football, cheerleading, and unified basketball are able to play another sport during the Fall 1 season and still complete in their sport in Fall 2, which is scheduled for the 22nd of February to the 25th of April. And these teams may also hold conditioning workouts and non-contact practices during Fall 1. So the high school will post the tryout schedules as soon as possible. Again, for more information, please click on the link that is sent in your newsletter, or check out the high school web pages. Seniors thinking of applying for early college, please join the virtual question and answer session on Wednesday, September 9th at 6:30 with our high school, college, and career counselor focusing on applying for early decision and early action to college. Great opportunity for all families who want information as it relates to college applications and the college application process. Again, also Holyoke STEM Academy return to school information is available on their websites as it relates to 6th grade iPad rollouts, back to school parent webinar, as well as the 7th grade Meet the Teacher event that is happening at the school. So take those opportunities to get to know your teachers, find out information around getting all the materials and necessary resources to kick off the school year. Our enrollment centers continue to take enrollment. Please visit our website for enrollment information at www.enrollholyoke.com. Again, we still have applications and spaces available for pre-K age children. So if you're interested in remote learning for your preschool age child, we still have spaces available. All families that are interested in preschool can call our hotline at 413-561-0862 to find out where space is available. Some just calendar updates for our families and community. On September 3rd, we will have another Facebook live session with your superintendent, myself, Dr. Vasquez Matos, at 5 p.m. in English and 5:45 p.m. in Spanish. As we're getting closer to the start of the school year, I wanted to make sure we have. Sorry, that would be the 10th, not the 3rd. Today's the 3rd. The 10th, we will have another Facebook live session. Because as we get closer to the start of the school year, I just want to make sure I'm informing the families and community of any recent updates. On the 7th, this coming Monday, is Labor Day, so the school and district offices will be closed for the Labor Day holiday, and I hope all of you will find something relaxing and safe to do on Labor Day. On the September 21st is a school committee meeting at 6 p.m. Details will be sent out around the virtual meeting. Return to school key updates. As a reminder, September 14th, school will begin for students in grades 1 to 12, and September 21st, school will begin for students in grades pre-K, for pre-K. It's important to know that we will have a staggered start for in-person learning for selected students, and the tentative schedule for the gradual entry based on enrollment and staffing. So please make sure that you look at those dates and the corresponding program for the start of the school year. Some additional reminders. We do have free Massachusetts COVID testing that has been extended to Holyoke. The Commonwealth is launching this strategic testing programs in the communities across Massachusetts, Holyoke being one of them. So for more information of where those locations are, please check our website or the communication that was sent home. And at this point, I will stop there and answer some questions. So according to the new guidance, are flu shots required? Yes, they are required with the new guidance that has been given by the state. However, there are exemptions, so please read that information of what are the allowed exemptions. What if a child can't have it? So depending on what's the reason, please contact your school or your school nurse, or your, and we will work around the exemptions. There are certain exemptions, whether it's religious or medical, but again, we will guide you through that process and making sure that we connect you with your primary care or a primary care physician to be able to support our families. Will young learners be using apps on iPads? Yes, there are certain iPad apps that they will be using on the iPads. And again, that's why the academic team really found that it would be more appropriate for the young ones to have iPad devices rather than getting a Chromebook so that they can actually uh, be able to manage the device and really have access, as they're building their fine motor skills. Next Facebook Live session will be September 10th. Same times, 5 in English, 5:45 in Spanish. Thank you, Marissa. So will special ed evals be taking place virtually? Yes, they will be taking place virtually, but as well, there are also, by reaching out to our Office of Pupil Services, there are some staff that we will have, if based on needs, we can accommodate if it has to be in person, but they will be taking virtually. Marissa, I'm going to ask my communication team to connect with you and get your information to making sure someone from my uh, special ed office connects with you. So the Chromebooks are in. We are anticipating that all the devices for the iPads, which is what we ordered, we've gotten majority of the shipment, which is good. The goal is actually hopefully by the time, because pre-K starts on the 21st, we will make sure that the other students who are in that grade band for the iPads will get them first, as kindergarten and pre-K will start on the 21st, so we can stagger them. All right. Absolutely. If they are struggling with iPads, teachers are going through some training as we speak around blended learning, teaching virtually, and so forth. Um, so if we have to be flexible and understanding, as this is new for a lot of folks, students and adults alike. So what we want to make sure is that the first couple of days of the start of the school year, it's going to be kind of the learning of this new way of teaching and also learning. And so we have to kind of be flexible and patient. So I have asked the principals and as well as my staff that the first couple of days of school, it's about creating those protocols, checking in, making sure students are connected to a device, troubleshooting challenges and so forth, but also supporting our families and students around troubleshooting things that don't happen in the classroom, as it relates to devices. We will be launching very soon video tutorials of how to do things, from simple things as how to log into the device, to also how to actually take the best advantage of a Google Classroom and so forth. So are all staff required to be tested negative before returning to work in a school? At this point, we are asking that everyone that's coming back to work has no COVID related symptoms. We are not requiring a test, although if we do require that if a person has symptoms or has come in contact, they notify their supervisor, but as well also we will encourage testing for work. That is all if in the return to school plan, those protocols, and also that pledge as it relates to making sure that we all take the responsibility, not just for our own sake, but also for those around us, and making sure that we are healthy and safe. And that's why, before COVID, we as teachers, as principals, as superintendent, we were always saying, attendance. We kind of have to be flexible with that, because if a student or staff member feels ill, we are strongly saying and encouraging stay home. Hence, this is also an opportunity for students also to maximize devices. So if they feel ill or a staff member feels ill, they are to stay home. Um, it is my understanding that kids from person Monday and Tuesday and remote on Wednesday using the alternate. So I can, there's a lot that will the remote learning will look like for those students. I can make sure, Noel Harrison, that we will have someone connect with you around the details of that. So it's specific around the class and the students that are part of of that section of ABL and the work that the teacher. But we will follow the standards-based curriculum, as well as the additional supports for those students. So I will follow up with more details for that question. So Rose, I'm not sure. I know what they used. Like many other districts, they use Google Classroom. It will be different in the sense this will be a little more structured. Well, it will be more structured, as it requires students to be in session live with their teachers through a synchronous session, and their peers on certain times of the day. That schedule, it has been made public. So please check out that schedule. You'll see the details of the day on, what classes and what time they have to actually be connected with the teacher and their class, and have activities, as well as the day where they will be asynchronous, which means that they will have activities they will have to do, kind of like homework on their own on their Chromebooks and devices, or probably watch some videos that are not live, to gain more enriching materials as well. But the requirement is that we will still have to follow the scope and sequence of lessons as it relates to the district curriculum and the standards. So the certain platform kids, so it's Clever is the platform, and within Clever they will have the Google Classroom suite, as well as other programs all on one platform, such as some schools will be using iReady as a platform, and other communication apps that will be there, such as Class Dojo, to be able to communicate with families on the status of the student's progress, or any other type of communication. But the main, where all of the content will be on a Google Classroom, or Google Classroom suite. So will there be online training for parents on how to use Google Classroom? Yeah, yes. So we're currently working on creating trainings and video tutorials for parents. One of the things that I've been working on, and in this week, is actually creating a place on our website where we would have with parents and families as well as staff and others communication around video tutorials of how to from a parent's lens, how to help their child through Google Classroom assignments, how to check assignments and the progress and things like that. We are also talking about creating professional development opportunities, live professional development opportunities for parents to support their children in a blended learning model. So we are working on those logistics as we speak, to making sure that we help and support our parents during this non-traditional time. So they're more synchronous. So there is between the 9 to 12. There is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday are live Zoom sessions or live sessions with their teachers, synchronous, with a lunch break. Of course, there's break between 9 to 12. It's not that they're going straight through, but and then the afternoon with some activities. Natalie, if you can drop me an email about the specifics, I'll be more than happy to follow up to get more details on your question, um, so that I can help you. So please kindly, drop me an email or my communications team, and they will make sure that I will get your message and I will reply um, as soon as I get it to support your children. So if students refuse to do work and act out, what's the plan? There's a lot of things that can happen. Hopefully we don't get refusals, but the first question we have to ask is why, and address the why. Um, and so we do have an engagement plan as part of our reopening plan to making sure that students are engaged and connected um, during this experience. But at the same time, that every